Hi team, we've arrived at our final lesson in this Introduction to Chinese History Anchor Fact series of printables and mini lessons. This video will serve as a summary and conclusion to the series, focusing on the terrible outcomes of Maoism, the Chinese version of communism implemented by Mao Zedong. We saw that Chinese history begins with the Emperor Shun passing power to Yu the Great, circa 2200 BC. This began the tradition of benevolent despotism that Mao Zedong was supposed to continue. Confucius, born circa 551 BC, taught the emperors to think of themselves as the father of their people. But this was not enough to avoid the corruption that comes with power. Some emperors, like Qin Shi Huang, were indeed very powerful. He combined the many defensive walls of China against foreign invaders into the Great Wall of China, and had his body buried with the protection of the vast terracotta army. This was not enough to make the Qin dynasty last, however, and it was replaced by the Han dynasty, which was replaced by the Jin dynasty, which was replaced by the Song dynasty, and so on and so forth, for thousands of years. Until the Europeans showed up. China had the ability to explore itself, but it didn't. Its Admiral Cheng He collected gifts for the emperor on his impressive voyage, circa 1405, but the Europeans were just about to start voyages of their own, which would change the world forever. The European merchants soon arrived, demanding to trade with China, and in 1839, the British Empire in particular forced China to accept trade on British terms through the First Opium War. And since the emperors couldn't do anything about it, the Chinese rebelled in 1911. They seemed to be destined to have another dynasty, started by Yuan Shikai, only he died. And the Chinese Civil War of 1927 to 49 started, which would decide who the new Chinese leader would be. After America helped to prevent the takeover of China by Japan in World War II, Mao Zedong came to power as the leader of a new dynasty. Well, sort of. It would not be a traditional dynasty. It would be the Chinese Communist Party. Mao Zedong promised a great leap forward with new industries and technologies, but his idea failed spectacularly because it prevented the Chinese people from growing enough food. This policy caused a famine, killing more people than all of China's enemies combined. Mao decided to punish the Chinese people for not doing a good job. In the Cultural Revolution that followed, he tried to wipe out all the old ideas of China, like Confucianism. Millions more were killed to accomplish this. Does that sound like the actions of a benevolent despot? In the end, I don't think so. I don't think Mao Zedong actually believed that what he was doing was good for the Chinese people. Oftentimes, Chinese despots, having all the power, became completely corrupt. They were angry because of China's humiliations by the outside world, and they held the Chinese people themselves responsible and punished them for it. Clearly, if China stayed on this path, it would destroy itself. Luckily, Mao Zedong died in 1976, and in 1978, the new communist leader, Deng Xiaoping, said what no other communist leader ever said: "To get rich is glorious." And the Made in China revolution began. So China is no longer a Maoist country. It is no longer controlled by the ideas of Mao Zedong. So what is it? If the Chinese people cannot choose their leaders, they clearly do not have a democracy. If they have the freedom to trade with the world, however, they also don't have communism. What is the best way to describe a system with these characteristics that is a mix of two different other kinds of ideas? Well, that's what the Knowable World program is all about. That's the kind of question we answer fully in the live and recorded classes of Asia, Africa, and the world we live in. Come see us at knowableworld.com for more information on these live classes and more printables and mini lessons to come. Our upcoming series will be about Japan, Canada, and Europe. They're coming soon. Bye for now.